Well, hello and welcome back for part 3 of the Kajabi course Kickstarter. What we're doing in this part of the training is jumping into product structure. How do you set up your modules, your submodules, the lessons inside of those modules? And I also want to show you how you can upload your video files in bulk to save you loads of time. So let's jump in. Okay, guys, so here we are back inside of that example mini course that we created in draft mode. And we've got a few modules already created for us here. Now, the first thing to note is that these modules, this outline that Kajabi has given us, it really is a starting structure. Okay, now if you think that there are too many modules here, first thing to note is that you can absolutely delete modules and you can also add additional. So if you want to delete, let's just say we want to delete this module 5, maintaining XYZ. If I was to go over to the draft and click on delete, you'll see, when I try to delete the module, I get this little error message down here that says, we can't delete that module because it's got lessons in it. So the first thing you would need to do is click this little expand arrow and take out the lessons that are in there. It's got 2 lessons in there. And once the module has no lessons, so the drop down has disappeared, then you'll be able to go through and delete that module that you have deemed as no longer required. Okay, so successfully deleted module. Now, if you wanted to go the other way, okay, if you've gone and customized all of these modules, you've changed the names on them, you've filled in the lessons, and you need additional modules, then you could come over here to add content. And you could add an additional module. What's next? Then you can put a description with it. I would encourage you to make sure all your modules and your lessons have thumbnails with them and create. And it's going to put that module at the bottom for you. And then you'll be able to go in and add as many lessons or posts inside of this module as you need to. Now, you can also, with these modules, you can shuffle them around. So anytime you create something like a new module, it's going to add it to the bottom. But if you hover over it, you'll see that little equals or hamburger sign comes up, and you can move your modules around as much as needed. Okay, the other thing you could do if you wanted to, if you decide that this new module you've created is probably better suited as a submodule, let's just say a submodule inside of module 4, is you could move it into module 4 as its own little submodule. Now, there's a little trick with this, because if I come up here and I try and bring it in as a submodule, so drag it into there, that little red line indicates that that is not going to work. Okay, so to create submodules, you would normally just drag them into position and slightly indent them to the right, and then they would nest under the module above. Okay, but it's not working for me. Now, the trick here is that you need to expand the module that you're trying to move it into. And then if I come up here and drag it in, like little indent as a submodule. Okay, so now it's given me that little submodule icon that indicates that it's now sitting as a submodule inside of that module 4. So if I was to collapse, okay, so we've only got the 4 modules there. And then as I expand, you can see I've now got a submodule here, and you could play around with them. Now, if you wanted to move this lesson, for example, into that submodule, then you could do this. Okay, you could drag them all underneath a submodule. Okay, so you can play around with the structure as much as you like here, as far as creating new modules, shuffling them around, turning them into submodules, and then creating posts inside of either the submodules or the parent modules here. Now, when it comes to the actual content that you can create inside of a module, let's just leave that one alone because it's getting a little bit busy. Let's close that. Let's just go up here to step 1. So let's just say inside of this first module, first thing I'm probably going to do is rename it. If I just click on the module name and we just call it Welcome to XYZ. here. Okay, so this is my little onboarding module. Again, put an image there. Okay, and then I might like to add a little video from Meg, like welcome from Meg, for example. So I would come over here to add content. And I would, in most instances, what you're going to do is add a lesson. But from here, you could add or create a submodule. You could add in a lesson post. You could create like a little pop quiz for the module that you're working on. Or if you've got lessons over inside of, another course in your Kajabi account, and you don't want to painstakingly recreate all those lessons over here, then you could import lessons from another product if you've already got them set up. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be creating a lesson. So we'll do that one. And I'm just going to call it Welcome from Meg. And create lesson. Okay, now that's probably going to be the first thing people see. So I'm going to just drag it up into position. And then I'm going to click in to customize it. And you can see here that I'm given a few options as far as media goes. Now, if your Kajabi account is brand new, the chances are you are not seeing this assessment option, okay, because that is something that existed on old plans. So every product I create in my account still has this option. But if you've got a new option, what they've now switched over to inside of products is instead using their new quiz feature, okay, which we're going to look at separately. So don't be alarmed if yours just shows none, video and audio. Now, if it's a welcome from Meg, it's probably going to be a video lesson like this. And I would select a video that I've already recorded. It needs to be under 4 gigabytes, which it most certainly would be. And I would upload it into that spot there. I could also do audio. A lot of people these days are creating audio-only courses that people can listen to on the run. So it doesn't have to be a video file that you put in. You could put an audio file if you want to, and then you would add in any text that goes with that particular lesson. You would add in any downloads that goes with that lesson. You could set any automations, which we will look at separately, and you could decide whether or not you want comments, people to be able to comment on this lesson inside of the product. And again, make sure you add a lesson thumbnail. Okay, so once you are happy with, this lesson that you've created, then you would set it to published. Every time you create a new lesson, it's going to start off in draft. So make sure you do remember to set it to published or no one will be able to see it. And the other thing that I wanted to show you guys with this product structuring in the back end is a little shortcut for uploading a lot of videos at a time, because it can be pretty painstaking uploading video by video. It's quicker to upload videos from somewhere like Google Drive or Dropbox than straight from your system. So if you've got them somewhere in the cloud. But the other thing that you can do is you can upload a number of videos all at one time, which will save you loads of time. So if, for example, you've gone and created your first module and your module is made up of 7 videos, rather than creating one by one, you can upload all 7 at once. So what you would do, again, you would go up to this button at the top for add content, and you would choose this option here, upload multiple videos. And you would decide you want to upload them from your device, very slow, from Dropbox or from Google Drive. Now, I generally put all of my videos into Google Drive. You would need to connect the Kajabi system to your Google Drive, which only takes a couple of seconds. Then you could, let's see what I've got here. Not the folder I was looking for. Yeah, that one. Okay, so if you find a folder inside of your Google Drive or inside a Dropbox and you decide, yes, I would like to upload all of these, please, and select 6. Now you can see there, uploading, it says 0%, but it actually works pretty quickly. You can see they're all getting uploaded in parallel, which is great. And then I'll just show you what happens once it's completed that. Okay, so we've got this little message in the bottom here, processing your videos. This could take a while, and that it's successfully created your module. So you can see down here under all the modules that we'd already been working with, that it's created a brand new module for us with all of those videos in there. Okay, so it gives it the module name is just the upload date and time. And you would go in there and change it to something, whatever it's going to be. Module 5, whatever. Yes, and again, you would put in your thumbnail and you would save. Okay, so that one will save you a lot of time if you already have your training videos recorded and sitting somewhere in the cloud. Okay, so if you do, definitely, I would encourage you to come along and go for that multiple uploads option. All right, guys, that's it for this part of the training. But what we're going to jump into next is something that's closely related but deserves its own tutorial, and that is setting up quizzes for your students. I'll see you in part 4.